there will be some limitations on tax deductions and golden parachutes.
Well, there you go.
I don't really understand why there needs to be so much tension about this. The country is facing the worst economy since the Great Depression. If the financial system collapses, it will take every one of you down.
Give me the papers.
You can't just sign it.
Oh, no?
Not without your board.
My board's on 24-hour notice. I think they'll go along with it. And if they don't, they'll fire me.
And that is when the Treasury bought 125 billion worth of bank stock. Now, today is a long market analysis video for a number of reasons. So for all you new people, welcome. And these videos are, in my opinion, where the moon train shines, because we're not trading right now, so I can look at stuff while I record this for you. So make it a point, if you're on the train, to watch these videos. I try to pack as much information as I can into them, and they give you a good set of eyes for the coming week. And then obviously I also post recaps every day during the week. All right, now let's start with SPX and SPY. So this is my assumption of the situation, was that we were off to a rally already on Thursday, off of our thing, right? But we had a down day on Thursday, so we knew there was a sell coming. I figured that that was the sell, kind of. I think that this Bank of Japan news took the market by surprise, all right? And we even gapped down under our trend line. And for all you new people out there, this is our top trend line. You can draw it from June 25th, touches July 19th, all right? And this line here goes all the way to, you guessed it, October low. Okay, so that is the October low trend line that touches there. If you want to draw it in, it touches on April the 3rd. Okay, now this has become a huge trend line. As you can see, we've been grinding on it. Okay, so I think that Bank of Japan news, no one really knew about it, hence the panic of mentioning changing their yield stuff, right? And we had by end of day Thursday, it was the perfect plan. Some of you followed it. I also followed it, but I had bought in too early because, just to recap, we had that gap up, right? And a double bottom off of it. This is where I loaded when the 9 crossed the 21. Okay? Because it was a really strong day. And the setup was A+ in my opinion, where we reject the gap twice and the 9 goes over the 21. Okay? So there was nothing wrong with the setup. I figured we'd close here and then we'd push higher. And I got a buy signal right there. I had green divergence. The MACD was looking great, had just crossed. RSI was picking up. The STO RSI also crossed. Everything was looking great. The TTM squeeze was ready to fire, and it did. So all my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, everything was good on my part, which I followed over the years. Once this happened, I think that I took puts here because of the 9 crossing the 21, and sold somewhere here and hedged, and then it went down further. So my premiums were bagged at that point. So at open, I absolutely loaded and went all the way up here. At this point, I was hoping for a push. All right, so if you can see on the chart, there's something going on with the candles. There's white candles. So whenever I have a, something that messes me up, I try to find something that can help me from preventing it from happening again. All right, which brings me to this. It's called inside candle. All right, check it out. How does it work? I'll explain to you. Because I kind of got bagged here, because I had sold half of my 0 DTEs here and held the other because they were at 54 cents, and I never thought that they'd go down and by the bounce up to here be 6 cents. All right, because that's very, very rare. Sometimes it happens on Fridays, and it happened. So what I've done is I've tried to find something I can add here, which is called inside candle. And how it works is when you have a indecisive candle, the next candle, even though here, I would buy this dip even without it, the next candle dictates the trajectory. And as you see here, we got a indecision candle or inside candle. The next one is red, we go down. So I just wanted to add this to and it works on different time frames very well. For instance, here you could have saved yourself a lot of pain once this started, just based upon that. You didn't have to ride that whole dip down to the opening price, right? Or here you could have caught this whole move, if you're doing pre-market also on it. But here it really shows, you never know what's gonna happen, but this being green here and changing the trend would have been an easy long. We had that plan. Anyway, so what's next? Well, if you look at this, this is kind of a really ugly inverted head and shoulders. Now, it's very, very simple. Monday morning, we need to open over closing price. And if we do, the test of this should come on Monday. Why? Because we had a impulsive move down. We had a inside day upwards. So the third day should then be the move that this was planning to do. So I'm still looking, and our chart kind of confirms it here. Where is it? Ding, 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 ding. Here. That we do still go up. Now there's a dip though. So if we hit here, and this is where it gets tricky again. So this is a supply zone all the way up to here. If we cannot close a candle above 459.53 and on SPX 4,607. If we can close a candle hourly, above it, then we go higher. Then we've resolved this inverted head and shoulder, even though it's gross. Now, if you look on SPX, it's no, coincidence we closed here. And as you can see, there's fair value gaps to the upside. Doesn't mean that we get all the way there. The only thing I'm swinging right now is Robinhood and all, but we'll get to that, and also those Wednesday 462s. Why am I doing that? Well, there's many schools of thoughts here. But as you can see, once we continue into August, we go higher. So I'm in these Wednesday calls here. All right, now we have a huge drop. Okay, we have a huge drop, and I'll get to that. But that's on this chart. It's not perfect. It's a good indicator. But I'll cover that in a little bit. So on Monday morning, I'm looking for this to take out this 5 minute. There's the demand. Here's the supply. I'm looking to take that out and fill these. And if we can fill this, I'd look here. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a sell off of this. And then if that sell can hold this level here, we can go higher. But if not, we're going down. Now, and I'll just show it real quickly here. I have a ghost candle. And for those of you who are new, ghost candles usually fill within 4 to 5 days, and I have a ghost candle on this SPY dark pool chart all the way down to 452.47. 452.47 is right there, right? So in my opinion, we're gonna be in this range. The sell can even on Thursday, Friday, the sell can be from all the way up here somewhere all the way down here. So if the sell is on, the best way to play it, unless you're a degenerate, is to just do the next day in the money puts. So what we will be looking for is the 9 crossing the 21. All right. But I still think we go higher before we go lower. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. So you got SPY and SPX didn't reach that, right? But on QQQ, oh my goodness, can we just, trading is pissing me off. But on QQQ, we obviously reached that level, but we didn't go all the way up. But you can see here on QQQ, we got a lot of buying after hours. All right, so I do think we go higher. So what's my Monday strategy? If we can get through 57, I think I'm going to target 59 on 0 DTs. Okay, that's my plan. I'm gonna write that down. 457 to 459 on 0 DTs. All right. Why? Look, once you sit through premium fuckery and wizard crap like we did on Friday, you want to be in and out. So for instance here, that's why I added this inside day thing, and why I'm really upset at myself was clearly, we have the higher high here, couldn't reach it here, and then these crossed. So why am I still sitting in them? I don't know. Long week, FOMO, greed. I did sell half, but I should have sold all and jumped in here. And it happens that, again, I've got a few rules and you can write them down if you want to. But one is, if in doubt, sell. If you feel like you want more or you need more, sell. Check the levels, check the 9, check the 21, take profit, leave runners with the stop loss. Ask yourself, can it go to 0? Clearly here we were in what? A supply zone. And I was a little too married to our chart, even though great, doesn't cover all indices. So I was hoping that we'd go higher with Biden. But they sold into Biden, then pumped out of Biden and killed the contracts. So you don't want to be sitting in, if you've bought 0 DTEs here, you don't want to be sitting in an area where, clearly we're not going higher. And it's easier said than done, after hours than during real trading hours. All right. And obviously, look, if you longed here, why are you still holding here? You know what I mean? Because greed kills. And it's good to set your daily or weekly target. You know, you can write down on a piece of paper how much 250 trading days per year nets you if you make $250. And you can write that list out: 250, 500, 1,000, you know, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, you know, up to 10,000. And you'll see what bracket you are in. And I think everyone should do it because it really keeps you in check. And, you know, these are just measures that I personally go through after I have, you know, not the biggest fumble, but something that really pisses me off. Anyways, forward. So I hope we cover SPY. And then if you look on the daily, let's do SPX. So that's our fuckery line. We're still above it. What's the fuckery line? It's our completely over the top extended everything. So obviously we got a few gaps here and down to here. If we sell off on, you know, if Apple gives a bad guide, here's the problem though. Go to your broker, look at Apple, and see what the estimate comes in at. It is so freaking low in order for Apple that never misses beats. Now, I've been speaking about the guide. So, you know, their whole thing is leaning on that they've manufactured a bunch of, you know, iPhones and their plant in India and this and that. And I've joked that, you know, is Tim Cook gonna pull out AirPods out of his hat? But it's all about the guide, which is going to be very AI infested. So again, you can do a few lottos. I don't want anybody being bagged on swings. It's a very, very complex week. I'm going to be in and I am going to be out. Now, if you look at SPY here at closing, you had huge volume. Okay? Huge volume. Bigger than the whole day. Like massive volume. With a indecision candle doing that after hours. However, you look at Qs, massive volume, but up after hours. All right, and I'll get to that too. Now, again, let's cover this early. The 10-year yield, 1 hour curling down. Fantastic. That's what we need for more upside. All right, again, 10-year yield making a cup over our green magic line. We and for all you new people on the train, put in 10-year yield, put a horizontal line at 3.887, and you can obviously draw our trend line right there, this one. What is this line? The market likes upside underneath this. Okay, and you can clearly see it. Every time it comes underneath, it goes down. All right, but now we're in this weird chop, you know, where 552 to 460 is like the new 412. All right, the Dixie, we covered this last week extensively, where we were looking for a down move, which we got. Okay, but it's clearly wanting to leg up. Everything is set up. So what we're, you know, since it's above the 29 or the 21 on the daily, we either want the 9 to reject that, and you know, the Dixie, that's why we look at the VIX. The Dixie can do what the Dixie wants to do. It doesn't necessarily have to go opposite SPY, right? As you can see, but sometimes it does. So that's why we look at the VIX. Now, as far as the VIX, dude, for the whole year, it's just been crushed on VIXpiration. Okay, now look at this. Okay, Monday's daily VIX candle, according to this, should early on show what we're doing. So obviously, if we're playing upside, we want that first hourly to be red, but as it's had 3 reds and now has this, if it prints a green, you know, get up fast. Because again, our chart does show one thing. It shows a dip. Now, for the next week, and you can write this down, for Monday, I got early low, which means we want to gap up slightly and go. Tuesday, early high. Wednesday, early low. Thursday, early low. Friday, early high. Okay, so I know that the chart is a little conflicting here when it comes to, you know, on Monday, we want early low, we want to gap up and go. Tuesday, early high. Might be a chop day. Wednesday, early low. Could be a small rally day. Thursday, though, but here's the thing. This chart and, you know, the day predictions do not take into account major giant earnings, okay? And we'll get to that. And Friday, we'll also have early high, so you know, you kind of have to morph those into what they are. But you can see also on the VIX here, on the 1 hour, we've gone all the way down, so I would expect it to go down to this level. All right, oil earnings were not the best. You know, you had XOM, you know, what was it? Let me see. Hold on one sec. Excuse me. Yeah. Exxon profit slump 56%. Okay, so you know, again, I think oil wants higher, but it's pretty I mean, look at that. We've gone straight from 67 up to 80. It's there's a lot of resistance here. Okay, obviously oil affects by BTC, whatever. Covered Dixie, the tick, close green. That's good if you want to go early on Monday. It's definitely a lot of buying power. Tomorrow, and for those of you who are new, I watch US 500 because it correlates better with SPX than ES, and ES always lags 10 minutes if you're not paying for real-time data. But again, here on ES, look, it has this. Now, this is a cool indicator too I sometimes use, but it also clogs up my chart pretty much, but it's called positive pivots. Here you can see. And this level here, it says bears last stand. So technically, if it gets above here, obviously it's gonna go fill that fair value gap, and then it's got higher targets. Do we get there? I don't know. Again, we got that ghost candle down, and we got that huge sell end of week. But you know, one thing that I wanted to mention, if someone is big on stock screeners, let me know in the chat or DM me. We could, you know, I look at so much stuff all the freaking time. I don't have time. Plus, you know, I write in the Discord, so I don't have time to really look at stock scanners. But I think since we know that small caps are gonna run and it's earnings season, if someone wants to, you know, who already uses a scanner, wants to kind of check, you know, pre-market, what's up, what's going on, I think that could benefit all of us highly. Now, this is XAX, which obviously is the American Composite Index. All right. And, you know, it's a lot of small caps. And again, it wants to go higher. So again, a lot of rotation. But now let's start going through some individual stuff, and then we'll get to, you know, the flow and the DP and the earnings. So I like this chart on the daily ASOS. I've never traded it before, but I like that it's got a daily close above the 89 MA. And for you new people, the 89 MA on any time frame is what the market makers use a lot, and anything above it is bullish, underneath bearish, and then obviously we're dealing with levels. But I like this chart. It's got a cup, it's pulled back, you know, the hourly looks great. So I might be playing some of this week if we go, just something, you know, to keep an eye on. It's at a huge level. If it can crack this, it can definitely go. So personally, I'm going to put a alert right there. And on TradingView, if you don't know how to do alerts, just press plus, and here, don't clog up your system with too many alerts. When something hits a level, all my shit jams up. All right, Boeing, they managed to shake me out of. It's got another nice cup consolidation here. Can definitely go to the gap that's at 245. I don't know why it's not showing up here, but it can definitely go there. So Boeing still on watch. Someone watch it for us, please. Thank you. KRE, like everything else sold, hasn't really regained that high. Again, this is a great swing in my opinion. Why? Because of that whole bullshit in February. Has a lot of upside. I know one of you is in it, and I'm glad you are, because, you know, it's a nice setup. Please update us. The Voldy was green, and this is also for new people. This is, you know, the up and down volume of the market, something to keep an eye on. What I don't like here is that it's kind of, you know, maxed out, but, you know, it's individually daily. I was gonna look at IWM, but here we go. DAX is obviously the German index, closed green, but let's look at IWM. Also small caps had really good. I like the setup here, even though it's maxed out. It's above this volume shelf. The MACD or the STO looks good. Can definitely do that push higher that we're looking for on Monday. And if we look at our chart, what we're really seeing is we're seeing a wick down or a rejection of this level. Might come down to here, maybe it even tries, and then we're gonna, you know, Wednesday keep an eye out for a breakout or a lower high. And if it makes a lower high, and again remind me, if it makes a lower high and can't get through this level on Wednesday, I would be, you know, very comfortable putting on a small short into, you know, I just, Apple's gonna have to guide really well. Amazon, on the other hand, I think they beat. So they might, you know, kind of take each other out, and we see nothing. Let's check the Fed calendar. Ding, 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 ding. Monday, we got that. So let's see if we get a reaction. We could. Let's do the economic calendar for the next week. Let's just skim through it, something I like to do. All right, so Sunday night, we're gonna get, or Sunday afternoon my time, this is Hawaii time. So if you pull up tradingeconomics.com and calendar, you know, choose the international one. Why? Because there's a bunch of events that also affect the US stock market that aren't just on the American calendar. And you can do that over here. Okay, so we got China numbers coming out, and we got, you know, Japan, which is, you know, the widow maker, because they own a lot of our stuff. So we got that coming out. We got some more European numbers coming out. If this is good, we can pump higher. and gap up. So I'm looking at this in particular to pump the market because European numbers have been okay as of late. They seem to be lagging a little on our stuff. We got Dallas manufacturing Monday. We don't really have anything huge during market hours, so that could suit us fine to pump higher. Any data out of Japan needs to be taken with serious caution this week, and you know why if you traded on Thursday. All right. Then Tuesday we got PMI. This is gonna move the market, as will this. Both of these will move the market. So Tuesday we could have a huge reaction, and we got to see what that reaction is, and we're gonna play it or stay out and see what happens, because if both are bad, we're going down. If both are good, we're going up. Okay, very simple. And our chart for Tuesday, oh my god, I got so many tabs open. Where did it go? Our tab for Tuesday says that we got a up day, because Tuesday's August 1st, so we got an up day. So maybe we do nothing. If we're down at open, this could be a good long. Again, keep that in mind. Remind the group. Wednesday we have as a top, we got oil numbers coming up, so this is obviously going to affect the market. And Thursday, ding 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 ding, we got our usual jobs. Pre-market we have Bank of England rate decision. I would assume they hike like everyone else has. Then we got jobs come out every Thursday if you're new. And we have ISM PMI, which is also going to move the market. Friday we got Canada, and we got our NFP, also moves the market. So very data heavy week. Don't see any Fed speakers, but data heavy. I don't know why I had AMC up here. Maybe it was from last week. I would not touch this yet. Definitely gonna go way lower. The Namo jumped up again. Almost looks like it, wants to do an inverted head and shoulder. Setup's good. It's curling back up, and once this starts going, it's going. So I'm not. What I'm saying is, if they cook the apple burger crisp and the steak comes in well done, we're not selling off. So that's another thing I wanted to show you guys, which, again, I do trust our chart the most, but again, this is where rotation comes in. QQQ has a August is the best QQQ month after July, and July was really great. So again, tech, we're in a very heavy tech time period. If these earnings keep being good, we're gonna go higher, but obviously everything says September pullback, which would, again, if you go on the daily and you zoom out, it's pretty clear why there's a pullback in September, October, because we made this large cup. We're gonna go down, and then we're going to probably hit, depending upon how high we go, we can even pull down and fill those gaps down there. But we are going to all-time highs end of year. So again, look at the chart. Anybody who's saying we're in a bear market, unfollow. Okay, wonderful. One thing I wanted to check on the DXY really quick while we are at it. Let me add another MA. Actually, yeah, it had that weird thing where you couldn't 1 second. I just want to see where 200 is at. Yeah, I mean, again, that's the Dixie Death Cross I called in December and pointed it out to everyone. And what has the market done? It's gone higher. So the 200 still wants lower. You got this trend line. Let's adjust it a little bit actually. You got the, as long as the Dixie, look, as long as the Dixie is under this trend line, this is a strong trend line. I'm looking for it to reject. So again, Monday, Tuesday, it could reject. If it goes above this, the sell is on. All right, now let me change that back so that I can have my beloved 89 on there. All right, cool. Let's bring in another window that I wanted to just touch upon with you guys. I warned you, a long ass video, but that's why you're here, right? All right, so I wanted to touch upon these RRG charts. They kind of show what's leading. There's the Nasdaq, what's improving, which is obviously small caps, and what's lagging and what's weakening. So if some of you guys are interested in this, you can see there's the Dow Jones. Something to keep an open mind of it. Some of you had asked what flow I use. I'm not really a big flow guy because there's so much flow coming in. Here you can see something out of the norm. It's Airbnb calls that someone bought for 1.1 million. Now you would think that Airbnb has shit earnings. Then you gotta ask yourself, okay, is this market makers luring people in, or does this guy know something since he has 1.1 million to put on something? Because if he's right, he's gonna cash out bigly. All right, but then other flow I look at is obviously on Traditrix, but let me show you this. So this was kind of what threw me off when we had that sell on Friday, was the amount of calls, which is at freaking 60, and puts are negative of the whole market. Do you remember when I said that this pump is flow driven and there's nothing under the hood? I wrote that in the chat many times. What did I mean? I meant this. They have been selling SPY. Now they started buying it end of day though, but they sold all their shit. Same on QQQ. For new people, this line, this, you know, dark mustard line. Man, I would like to try mustard. That's this color. This is dark pools. Half of the market is traded in dark pool rooms outside of the market. Okay? Because we live in a system that's not very fair, right? Flow is institutions and retail traders. Okay? And big boys. But as you can see on this data, the flow dropped here. So, but it was also in the day, and those were 0 DTEs. Very heavy, right? And I should have seen, I wasn't watching this. But again, you get, that's why when I say remind me, it's because I watch a lot of stuff for us, right? I didn't see that the 457s were literally closed out. And I was in 458s on those 0 DTs. So when this started happening, I should have just gotten out. So I'll be watching this whenever I'm in 0 DTs because, again, gives you a good idea. Here's QQQ. They bought zero. They bought that dip though. All right. But anyways, the flow is that's what's kind of throwing me off here. But it also shows me we are near a top. So I'm not like, I'm always love playing upside because I want stockholders to have gains and not lose money, and 401k people and all that good shit. But they clearly dumped when that Bank of Japan news came out. And they bought a little bit of SPY, but they haven't like started buying. But it is, on. Let me pull up IWM. I don't know if that's a glitch or not. No, yeah, that was a glitch. For this market to stay up, it needs dark pool buying. But as you can see, there's a ghost candle. What are ghost candles? Ghost candles are signals to other market people what's going to happen. So again, if we go higher Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I wouldn't be surprised on a shit Apple earnings, since our chart, again, shows that we have a dumperoni on our hands down to 452 by the end of the week with a bounce, with a double bottom. And then you see all of August is chopping higher and going above where we are now. But it's going to be choppy. But, we can, if this is a down day, we can long down here into close for 2 days. And we can, do that whole. It's going to be stairs up, elevator down. Okay? So, I wanted to show you guys one thing. You guys remember that Microsoft had shit earnings, kind of, right? Even though on Friday, dude, this move was on options a 350% move. All right, I didn't play it, but I was in SPY. I fucked up on, excuse me, I fondued up on Friday by wanting to play Target again. Which wasn't happening, and I took SPY instead of Qs, and obviously I didn't sell all my 0DTs. I still did good though, so whatever. I'm still in those 462s. But as you can see, for earnings on Microsoft, I'll have to go back here. Where was earnings? Earnings was there. See how the dark pool was down, okay? And the flow was up, and obviously it missed, right? Google. Okay, flow was down, but dark pool was up. Remember? Here, you can still see it on this time frame. So they were buying dark pools of Google while they know retail looks at flow and not dark pool. There was a little bit, but not a lot. All right, and then they sold all those calls, right? So I know that all of Twitter is really bullish on SoFi, and there was a lot of after hours buys and everything, right? Okay. And price is up to here to 9.72 after hours. And the reason I'm watching this is in preparation for Robinhood earnings. Okay. Why? Because this dark pool is going down while flow also down, but they bought some at the end. But the price keeps going up even though there's no dark pool. So I'm watching this in preparation for, I kind of want a confirmation, because the dark pool and the flow every earnings season is different. You kind of have to like see what they're doing and what they're not, what patterns they're playing. So obviously on Robinhood you have no flow, but you got dark pool buying. So if SoFi for some reason is flat or misses earnings, everybody thinks they're gonna blow it out of the park. It just interests me why the dark pool data is not up. I mean, it is here and they're holding some, but there's definitely dark pool selling. So I'll be watching to see if they beat or miss just because Microsoft and Google have this hood setup. And obviously you guys know that I like my hood to go full wood, and I think there's a good chance. But anyways, let's go through the stuff we're playing. Google, kind of lagging after that sell. I still think if we rally hard, Google's going to be good. AMD has earnings. Okay. Why does he pull up Beyond Meat? Maybe he's trying to tell me something. Freaking, let's write Beyond Meat down then. Okay. If the universe or God's trying to tell me to watch Beyond Meat, let's check it out here. Daily. Okay, looks alright. Hourly, whatever. I don't know. Target, we played. Shopify. Dude, I hate when it switches this sticker. I think Shop closes this, so it might be an earnings move. Especially, also could be on Amazon. All right. So when does Shopify have earnings? They have earnings on Wednesday. Huh. All right, let's take the notebook my wife has been saying that I need to use. Okay, let's write it down here. Shop earnings. Okay. Yeah, I mean estimate. Okay. What was their previous estimate? What did they do? They gapped freaking hard. Huh. Alright, this interests me now. But the problem here is you got a gap here, the previous earnings gap, and then you got a gap there from another earnings. So let's see here. What's Shop doing? Because you know I like myself some nice earnings gappers. That's a tough one, man, because they've been selling, but stock has been going down though, and now they're buying on both fronts. Interesting. Shopify, someone please remind me. Okay, but we were gonna look at I forget. Whatever. Okay, we got those there now. All right, this is Hood. All right, Hood. I love it. I think that we had this pullback. Earnings, can definitely, absolutely freaking send it to 15, 16. So if the dark pool and the flow still holds up, I don't like that, but again, it's earnings. Last earnings, not pretty at all. Okay, if you look here at the estimate, right? Pretty shit. With a surprise beat, but not by a lot. No, it didn't even do that. Okay, that's a low estimate. However, that is higher. We'll see. I still think this can go. It would be, but again, if SoFi goes down, to me it's all about the dark pool setup. All right, Baba. Obviously, China is super freaking hot. Oh. PayPal still has that gap. PayPal and SQ run with SoFi. China is hot. We'll see that data on Sunday that we already mentioned. Obviously, this can start ripping, but it's already ripped a lot, and it was not an easy move to catch because it was ups and downs overnight. That thing. UPST that we've played from 24, and we were late bloomers. What a run. It's at the gap, okay? please keep this on watch Monday and Tuesday. If it can get through here, you know, the market can do whatever it wants and this shit can just fly. It's right at that gap. It hasn't come all the way here just to reject it. It's gonna have a stab at it. Okay, let's see what the market fuckers are doing. Interesting. Flow based, but there's some buying. 15 minutes gonna look ugly on the dark pool. It's like with everything. I think that they, after this earnings season, they're gonna start scooping stuff up when the market pulls back. But earnings are earnings, obviously. Nvidia, you know, obviously its own thing. If anyone knows what I can do on TradingView for that not to do that anymore, let me know. Nvidia, we got AMD earnings, right? And I'm gonna get to all the earnings, but this is like, look at that trend line. Look at that trend line. Every time it touches it, it bounces. Every freaking time. Next time it's down here, I'm gonna be buying. All right. AI just took a freaking beating this week. Never recovered. Okay, on watch. You know Unity. All right, moves in the morning only with ferocious speed and then bags you. See here, opening candle, boom, every time. Opening candle, boom, you're done. Opening candle, boom, you're done. All right, is this the only day ever it's chugged all day? Yeah. All right, so again, how do you play that? Well, you have to be on it and you got to look if there's volume coming in, and if the setup's good and tech's hot, then you can get that morning move. All right, let's do Carvana. Obviously, this is gonna go higher. What do I mean? We caught that move, that insane earnings thing, and now it's testing that gap. Everything's coming up. It's gonna go higher. When? Who knows? Look, worst case scenario. Again, I know this looks kind of funny, but if it comes down here in October, I'm longing it. Maybe people will buy used cars this fall, and it absolutely sends it. Could also just be a cup, pull back, touch the 21, and go. And for new people, why Carvana? This is a stock that earlier this year was at $3. It's at $44 now, and it went from $376 in 2021 all the way down to $3. That's why. Okay? Coin has earnings this week. Okay? I know it was in the 30s last year, and you know, in the 40s and 50s. It's now at 94. Had that huge candle up there on the XRP news. Has sold ever since, holding its daily 29. Earnings is going to be a big one for this one. I know insider selling has been no joke. Is it going to go all the way down to 68? Very possible. If earnings magically are phenomenal, or there's news, this can also obviously run like crazy. Same setup as all these shitty Carvana, Robinhood, you name it. I mean, this was once I remember when the IPO happened and it opened at 4.30, okay? And people thought it was a deal to buy it at 200 because Kramer was pumping it. Well, again, okay? Besides that DWAC 54,000% missed opportunity. Coinbase was my best trade, where I had 5,200% gains overnight. Last year's August, I believe it was, on BlackRock News, when it absolutely gapped up. That was crazy. Messed up my trading for a while because the gains were massive. So if you ever have insane gains, I would again urge you to stop trading for that day. Whatever you need to do, if you literally need to force yourself to run out the freaking door, do it. It is the easiest way to give back gains, is to keep trading. Okay? Tesla. We'll look at Home Depot too, actually, since it pulled it up there. Tesla, we were in some, it was gonna do it. It was gonna go for the gap, or test it from earnings. It was gonna go for 270, but then we had that Biden sell and BOJ and holy shit. It's consolidating here. Honestly, look, the daily 9 under the 21. I don't care how bullish you are on Tesla. That is going to go at least to 240 this fall. It's gonna fill this gap, no doubt in my mind. That doesn't mean that it's not trying to go higher, but again, could it fill this gap before going lower? Sure, but I mean, that's pretty heavy. You see the daily TTM coming, that's coming down. So again, I'll stay clear of Tesla for a while, unless it's ripping on a day where it does 8%. Apple, big elephant in the room this week, been widely discussed, right? All right, so now let's do some more fun stuff. Bear with me. Come on, man. Come on, man. All right, here we go. I already had it open. Never mind. All right, so SoFi, huge watch. What will this do? Why does this interest me? I've been playing a lot of SoFi and had great success with it, and sometimes not. But I want to see what the dark pool and the flow, how it influences the results of this. Then we got some oil, Swiss oil. We got car. Could be pretty good, maybe. Depending. I'll be looking at the DP, and flow has very pricey contracts. Might not play it. Uber, I would imagine being pretty alright. Cat is gonna be huge, and we will still look at Home Depot. Just hold on. SunPower, we had ENPH, just freaking tank, but the rest of solar was good. Starbucks, AMD interests me. I took 700 LRCX calls and sold at open when it hit, and then it chugged to 720. Okay, AMD, look at that. Look at that. It's ready. Now, I've also played AMD and gotten bagged on earnings when it was at 67. When was that? It's probably these earnings miss, yeah. But, chips have been hot. All this good stuff. It's, cup pullback. Can it do a... ooh! Look at that. Look at that. See, it's all... Yes. Yes. Can definitely go here. Maybe. That's a big buy signal, though. The MA is not so groovy. But if the flow and DP is alright, I'm taking lottos on this one for upside, since it's chips. I'm saying that it's going to do a NVIDIA, but, it might do a NVIDIA. Alright. Fantastic. Probably going to be good. Shopify, PayPal, Qualcomm, Unity. Oh my goodness, I'm frothing at the mouth here. Holy shit. We might be yo. All I'm saying is, if I can figure out the flow dark pool thingy, we're playing some earnings lottos this week. Not gonna lie. Shit, man, played all of these. This is good. MicroStrategy might be nuts. Pinterest. Oh shit, man, this is gonna be groovy. But yeah, anyways, Thursday, huge day. I mean, huge. You got your Amazon and Apple every time on the same day. Look, the problem here is, right, and this has happened to many people, and our beloved Key West, our brother, who some of you asked why he was missing. Well, turns out he got stranded out at sea, and he almost died in a fire, and both of his cars were broken into, and he never has signal out at sea, and he like had one bar somehow and was able to be rescued. That's why he wasn't trading last week. So that's pretty freaking crazy, but glad he's still alive and well. But you know, I remember one time he played Amazon, victim of IV kill. And for new people, what does that mean? That means that the contracts are so freaking juiced and your FOMO overrides your logic. You buy them, the stock is flat, and those contracts are minus 80% at open, and you know, someone scoops in and buys them, and they, you know, reinflate a little bit and makes, you know, 200%. Apple and Amazon are huge. They're going to decide the market. You know, one time Block had great earnings, but because Amazon and Apple sucked, that got killed. Airbnb, very interesting to me. Just throws me off that someone's bought calls for 1.1 million. Maybe they're playing the run up. We'll see. That is a huge mover. It can move like 10-20 bucks. Crazy, right? It's Thursday, huge day. If you don't know what you're doing, or you're not a full degenerate day trader, stay out. This has had a crazy run up. Okay, so that'll be interesting. I mean, what a company. This is the, if you don't know, this is the company that was rolling down 18-wheelers, saying that they were electric when they had no engine in them. What do I mean? I'll show you. Freaking hilarious. So Nikola was once, you know, here up at 93, currently trading, has had a resurgence in believers. Maybe something's coming, but you know, when you go from 93 to half a cent or half a dollar, now you're talking. So these earnings will interest me. Maybe they'll you know, fit their 18-wheelers with some engines. Also got Oxy, we got CCJ. This week is going to be epic. So I might, you know, depending upon my dark pool things and this and that, and you know, I know a few people who know a few people who know a few people who are really freaking good at earnings. I might be trying to strike some of these hot commodities here and see if that's a better strategy this week than you know, freaking SPY, man. But as you know, I've hit some decent ones like 1,000% on Nvidia and Meta and all these guys, so we'll see. There might be some pretty big movers, so that's exciting. Because the universe pulled up Home Depot, and we got 2 times Google up there. Let's look at HD. Ooh. I remember saying that if it breaks here, it's a buy, and that was clearly true. And freak, it's at 331. Man. See? That's why. Please remind me, because remember I said 302 breaks, it's a buy, and sure was. All right, so if one of these big boys misses, like Tesla and Netflix, what did we learn this time around? If one of them misses this week, like Amazon and Apple, if you want, you can do that, but they always go lower. So maybe we wait. What a beauty. Here, see the 89 MA that I keep talking about? Boom. All right. So if Apple and Amazon miss, maybe wait for a bounce and then we short it. Microsoft, though, it's Microsoft. Same thing, right? Failed, pumped, boom. We could have shorted that. And then here, it had a nice run on Friday, not gonna lie. So, what is that? This, dear friends, for all you new people, is one of my favorite. It's a inverted head and shoulders. All right, did I have any other goodies for you today? No, that's it, I think. So let's go in. This is the plan. Let's kill it this week with some nice base hits. Let's not get bagged. Let's do what we do best. And again, if you get nice gains, jump out. It always helps. If we all stick to that, we'll make way more money. We don't have to give back any of our awesome gains that we keep on collecting. I'll be looking at rotation. I'll be looking at earnings. Again, I would not be surprised. Look, if we keep running after a little sell-off, I would not be surprised if QQQ even goes to all-time highs end of August. Why do I say that? Because look how this has cooled off already. It can go. It can freaking go. It's not far off. Remember, we had this insane run here where we in 2 days it can run $12. So I'm not saying, if that's why I'm not gonna go balls deep into shorts unless it's a day trade or on confirmation, because again, this market is what it is, man. It is what it is. Do you know how many bears have said, come on, man, when it just keeps chugging? So that doesn't mean that it's easy to trade, because it continuously will bag the bulls when it has a 6-day sell, and then it just like chug chops up. So it's not an easy market unless you're an insider and you bought the lows here at 261. But we're gonna keep doing what we do, and we're gonna have a great day on Monday, and we're gonna do 5 out of 5 this week. And it warms my heart to see that Doug had a great weekend at whatever place that was that he was at. That was pretty awesome. I'm back home in my office looking at palm trees and a volcano out the window, so I'm ready to go. Never been more ready. So now I'm gonna go and relax, and I'll post in the chat if something exciting happens on Sunday. Love yourself, love your family. Let's all help each other out. Let's go this week. It's gonna be a good one. God bless.